Hello again, I'm Araba Kumsin. Welcome to the program once again. We begin with the People's National Convention. Now, the perceived division crisis within the party is set to get worse after a member of the party, David Apasera, accused Chairman Bernard Mona of working in the interest of another party. Although he stopped shy of mentioning the name of the other party, the former Member of Parliament for Bolgatanga accused the leadership of the party of failing to consider the rejection of the nomination of the presidential candidate of the party by the Electoral Commission. He was addressing a news conference in Accra earlier Monday. No, we are speaking to All right, so as I said earlier, Mr. Apasera was addressing a news conference earlier today where he was attacking the party chairman, the PNC chairman, Bernard Mona, and my colleague Hannah Odame was there. She joins me in the studio now. Hannah, now these are serious allegations against the party chairman.
Exactly.
What else has Mr. Apasera been saying?
You know, he has stood on the ticket of the party 5 times, and this is his 5th time. He won in 2000 and 2004, and so he was thinking that at least he'll be able to win this time when he lost in 2008. And he says that factions from Bernard Mona's camp have always been fighting him, and that's why he doesn't win. This time around, they've gone further to ensure that his name is even deleted in the Electoral Commission's forms, so he will not even be able to contest at all.
But does he have evidence to back his claim?
He doesn't have evidence. I kept putting that question to him. I asked him, what evidence do you have? He says he doesn't have any evidence as of now. All he knows is that because Bernard Mona and his factions have been fighting him all this while, since 1992 when he started contesting on the ticket of the PNC, he knows that they are the ones who manipulated and his name has been struck out, and he's not too happy. He wants Bernard Mona to step down as a party chairman. He also said that, you know, the PNC is not running on the presidential ticket anymore, and he blames Bernard Mona.
Exactly. But you've been speaking to him, so we can watch.
Sure.
We can watch that interview.
He is the one who directed that my name should be taken off.
How do you know?
Nobody can do it without him.
But do you have evidence to prove this fact?
I am saying that if you are a head of administration of a party, who can do such a thing without your knowledge? We are looking for parliamentary candidates. We have only 65. People are fielding 275, and we have 65. Less than half of the number of constituencies we have in Ghana, and we have somebody who is competent, who is capable of winning his seat, and then they strike off his name. You think that the head of the party is not aware?
So what reasons were you given then?
No reason has been given to me.
Won't you say that this is just a personal issue that you may have with Mr. Mona, reason why all of this is happening?
Why would I have a personal issue? If, for instance,
because you once took him to court, remember?
Yes, I took him to court because he didn't file and he went to stand.
And you want Bernard Mona to step down?
A person of conscience will step down.
All right, so that was my colleague Hannah Odame speaking to David Apasera, who is a former MP for Bolgatanga, making those very serious claims. But we have chairman of the PNC, Bernard Mona, on the line to react to those accusations. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Mona. Unfortunately, it seems we don't have Mr. Mona on the line now. But let's move on to other stories. Let's head to the Volta region now, where President Mahama has been given assurances to residents at Nkwanta North Constituency, where he is campaigning on day 2 of his regional tour. Now, one thing that often comes up when residents there are asked what concerns they need addressed is that of the poor road network in the region. Well, in the Nkwanta North Constituency, it's no different. And as President Mahama campaigned there today, he issued a 2-week ultimatum to the contractor working on that road to complete it or risk his contract being terminated.
John Dramani Mahama. And the ballot box near then, Enyema. Ballot box near then, Enyema for John Dramani Mahama Ahanyema. Ezu, baby, I agree. Yeah, be free.
Also, those were some images of the president campaigning in the Nkwanta North constituency today on day 2 of his Volta regional tour. Let's head onto the phone lines and speak to correspondent Fred Kwame Asari. He's following the president. He joins us on the line. Fred, what has the president been saying? We understand that he's been making assurances about the road network. What specifically has he been saying?
Well, the president started the second day of his campaign tour in the Nkwanta constituency, where residents have been lamenting bitterly about the bad access roads. Traveling the stretch of road from Nkwanta to Pasa, I saw about 4 no road, no boat signs. So the people in that constituency are pleading with the president to help construct the road. So in response, the president stated that he has learned the contractor is not able to execute the contract. And then he gave the contractor, it's a Chinese construction firm, he gave the contractor a 2-week ultimatum for him to return to site, or they repackage the contract and then award to another construction firm. He also spoke about the farmers service center where farm input is available to increase yields of farming. And then from Pasa, the president moved to Nkwanta in the Nkwanta South constituency. He has been addressing NPP sympathizers. And then speaking to the Mammoth crowd, he mentioned that he has used his first 4 years to lay a very solid foundation, and that when he's given the mandate, or his mandate is renewed for another term, we use that term to transform Ghana and then develop Ghana to the administration of all countries in Africa. He also mentioned that he's aiming for the NPP and not any other smaller party in the upcoming election.
All right, many thanks. And that's Fred Kwame Asari. He's our Volta regional correspondent there. And speaking of campaigning, NPP running mate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been campaigning, but on a lighter note, in the northern region. And he's been addressing party supporters there. Watch. So earlier you had Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the NPP running mate there. Essentially what he was saying is that tell President Mahama and his NDC that I'm also a Northerner when they come asking you to vote for him because he's a Northerner. Well, let's stay in the northern region because police in that region are being asked to investigate hate speech perpetrated by the Northern Regional Chairman of the opposition NPP after he was heard telling supporters to chase and hurt any NDC person who steals the ballot box during this year's polls. Speaking to a charged crowd at Savelugu during the rally, Mr. Bugri Nabu said the NPP would not allow the NDC to steal the elections this year. He spoke in the Mampurusi language. Listen to his raw voice without translation. Well, party officials in the region have denied the regional chairman made those comments, even though the tape was played back to them. However, my colleague Malik Dapu, who is editor of My Joy Online, who understands the language, translates what the NPP Northern Regional Chairman said.
Addressing party people, what he said was, what I want to tell you guys, and I'm trying to speak in his own words, is you all know that the NDC has a reputation for stealing elections. In the 2008 election, they stole the vote. In the 2012 election, they stole the vote. In fact, and when we went to court, you all saw what happened. So this year, don't allow them to steal the vote again. What I want to tell you people is that the young people here, young people, about 40 of you, on December 7, after we have voted, you should stay back and monitor the results, so that if you see the people, the thieves, when they come to snatch the ballot box, chase them and break their legs. Do you hear what I've said? Don't allow them to steal the vote again, because they've done it to us in 2008 and in 2012. This time around, just get yourselves ready. About 40 of you, strong men, go to the polling stations. Watch. If any thief comes there to snatch a ballot box and carry it away, chase them and break their legs.
Break their legs? That's all he said?
That's what he said. Chase them and break their leg. Break their leg, and don't allow them to carry the ballot box away and steal the elections again. They will do it to us again if we allow them.
Exactly what he said, and promoting violence, isn't it?
Well, that's what he says.
All right.
I think it's in bad commentary that a political leader should say this, but of course, if you have an electoral system where year in, year out, and I have covered, in 2008 I was here, in 2012 I was here, in 2008 I remember our own Israeli had to go to Ashaiman. There were allegations that some people were in a hotel somewhere and they were stashing ballot papers. The people went there.
Ballot boxes.
But yes, they were stashing ballot.
So that's my colleague and editor of My Joy Online, Malik Dabu there. Now, well, amidst the claims and counterclaims of what Bugri Nabu may have said or not said, security analyst Kwesi Enning believes the matter must not be left to chance. When asked what can be done to deal with such acts going into this year's polls, he advises that the police should be proactive and start by inviting the NPP chairman for questioning.
I think there is a lot of concern about the types of rhetoric that we are hearing emanating from the political class. That's number one. Number two relates to the hate speech, the threatening speeches, the threatening behavior. The third seems to confirm the rather disturbing development in this country that politically motivated violence to attain political power is a legitimate instrument. And I think we need to desist from such statements and also discourage people from using violence as a tool to attain their political aims. Because were this statement to be correct, what it will mean is that others will also arm themselves, either with sticks, stones, knives, or any other implement that can hurt someone to ensure that they are not unduly intimidated. no one on the 7th of December, with the exception of the security services, must come to a polling station armed with any sort of implement. That is a punishable offense. And I think and I hope that if we can agree as to the content of this statement, then it may be necessary for the regional police commander to invite this person who made the statement.
So that's security analyst Kwesi in there. We're staying with the NPP and election violence because the party's officials in Trifo Atimokwa constituency in the central region have accused the governing NDC of using macho men to attack and intimidate their supporters. According to them, several appeals to the police and the Peace Council there to intervene in the matter have gone unheeded, and they are threatening to take matters into their own hands. Regional correspondent Richard Kojunyako has been following this story. He joins us on the line with more details. Good afternoon to you, Richard.
Good afternoon, Araba.
So what's the nature of these attacks? Is it provoked?
From what the NPP officials told me, it is unprovoked because they will be holding their rallies, they will be having some community debates and the others, and the NDC would attack them. And they specifically mentioned that the MP for the area, that is the incumbent member of parliament for the area, Tuamwa, has these three macho men who sit in the car and try to orchestrate some of these confusions. So these things have happened several times, about 4 times. So last Sunday was the last thing that that happened, and so they used some implement to hit the heads of some of the NPP members who had gathered and were doing some door-to-door campaign in the area. And so some of them were sent, I think about 4 of them were sent to the Chifu Plaso Government Hospital. According to them, they've been meeting the Peace Council in the district, and they also been petitioning the police, but they've not gotten answers, and so they might be compelled to take matters into their own hands and retaliate, and then that would bring some nasty incident there. And so that is why they are making a call that should anything happen, they shouldn't blame the NPP in that area.
And do we know if this issue has come to the attention of the police there? We know that the NPP is saying the police hasn't intervened in the matter, but has it reached their attention? Do we know at all?
But you remember that about a fortnight ago, a similar incident happened where the NPP accused the NDC of some intimidation. Let me bring you home to what happens in this constituency. This constituency is a predominantly NDC constituency because since 1992, the NDC has consistently won that constituency. But 2008, the margin closed. 2012, the margin also closed. And so now it seems a tough race. So both parties are trying to unseat or trying to outdo this. And so this is the result and effect. But according to them, the race has become very, very tough, and the police should intervene. But they've told the police about all of these things, but the police do not seem to do anything about it. And that is why they are making this call.
All right, thank you very much. And that's Richard Kojunyako. He's our Central Regional Correspondent there. Now, as you know, it's only 49 days to Election Day, but we're not sure if we will be voting on December 7th. And that fear has also been raised by some officials of the Electoral Commission who say that the numerous lawsuits that the Commission is inundated with may possibly drag the electoral process. The EC officials have been interacting with EU officials in Accra today, and they raised this concern there. Watch.
Okay. What about security at the polling stations? There have been instances of violence at polling stations in the Brong-Ahafo region and the eastern region as well. What is being done by the EC to ensure that the electorate can vote peacefully without any threat of violence hanging over their heads?
Yes, we see violence has been a bother to all of us because election, as we always say, is a collective and a shared responsibility. We all have a part to play. And so the Commission, we are concentrating on the actual administration of the election, and the security aspect, we lead it for the security personnel to handle that. We have identified some flashpoints because of what happened in previous activities we have conducted. And we have given them to the security personnel, and I'm sure it will inform the strategies that they will put in place so that come the election day, everything will be well handled so that all voters can go to polling stations and vote in a very peaceful election environment.
So what is the current security arrangement for the polling centers? And with those areas which are the flashpoints, can you name a few, and also what is being done as far as security is concerned over there?
This is a security issue, so I wouldn't like to go into details by naming the polling stations. What we have done is to give it to security personnel. They have to know the details, and then they will actually strategize in such a way that they will be able to mind these polling stations very well. Every polling station gets security personnel, yes, but the number to put at the polling station, that one will be determined by the security personnel, because they determine the people to deploy to the polling station. That one is not handled directly by Electoral Commission, but any information that they need, which will guide them in their choice of personnel, and then the number to post to the polling stations, we will give it to them.
So that's John Kwame Amwa. He's the Greater Accra Regional Chair of the Electoral Commission, talking there about arrangements towards December 7. But earlier he did talk about, he raised the concerns about the possibility of the electoral process being dragged because of the numerous lawsuits. In our subsequent bulletins, you will hear him articulate that point. And on that note, we wrap up Election Brief for today. I'm Barbara Kumsin. Thanks for watching.